So, last week we talked about the really sad passing of Catherine O'Hara, and then we briefly said, "Hey, maybe we should watch Schitt's Creek and record episodes about it." And then we were like, "Yeah, let's do that." And then we actually decided to do it.
Here we are.
So
Has
that's where
nothing
we
to do
are.
with Hallmark, but we do love TV, so
Yes,
it kind
yes.
of fits.
And this is worth the watch or the rewatch, whether you've seen it before or you haven't. So we're going to talk about the pilot today, and then we'll probably start kind of squishing episodes into one so that we're not, because there's 6 seasons of Schitt's Creek. This would take us 2 years to get through. But
Yeah.
I feel like the pilot deserves its own episode. These are going to be hopefully what we imagine them to be as super mini episodes where they are 20 minutes long max. We'll see. You guys know we like to talk, so we'll just see if
And
that
we go
works
off
out.
on so many tangents that
Yes,
we're going to try to keep it scaled down to what we're talking about.
Absolutely. So, welcome to Love on the Pod, a podcast about all the cheesy romantic TV movies we adore, plus Schitt's Creek. I'm Jessica.
And I'm Sherry.
And today we're talking about season 1, episode 1, called Our Cup Runneth Over, which I'm still trying to figure out the title and why it is called that. I don't know. Couldn't figure it out. Couldn't find a reference in the show. I'm not sure. Don't know why it's called this. But
Interesting.
Okay, we'll see. I'm sure there's a meaning. If we ever get to speak to Daniel Levy, I'm sure he'll tell us what the meaning is. So we're just going to put that out in the universe if he ever wants to talk to us.
Manifesting.
Yes. So this was directed by Jerry, I'm going to butcher this, Ciccaridi, I think.
Okay.
He also directed Joy to the World, which was a 2025 Disney and Hulu movie, and he directed Hot Frosty. He is a highly sought-after Canadian director who has done tons of movies and TV and multiple episodes of Schitt's Creek. It was written by...
So there's not one director that directed the whole season or the whole series. Interesting.
No,
That's typical.
That's how most TV is, that they will rotate through different directors. Yeah. Unless, I think a lot of HBO series and things that are like Game of Thrones or whatever, they'll have one director, but for Friends, bunch of different directors, Full House, bunch of different directors, all different
Interesting.
people.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Which is very interesting how they can kind of keep the pacing the same and keep the show feeling the same when the director is a different person. So this episode was written by Dan Levy, Chris Posabon, and Michael Grassi. And Dan Levy has a writing credit on every single episode of Schitt's Creek. He and his dad, Eugene Levy, created the show together.
They're a genius.
Oh my good God. They are so funny.
So funny. And
remarkable.
the delivery of every line. It just, yeah. It was one of those things where I was like, I'm not going to watch the show. I don't need one more show to watch. And you guys were all like, you got to watch it. And I'm like, And then as soon as you said, maybe we should watch this for the podcast, I can't stop watching it. It's so good.
Yes. So we decided to create 4 different segments for these episodes, and they are all tributes to Moira and kind of the way that she would speak. If you have not seen the show, then go and watch the first episode before we talk about it, because she speaks in a way that no other human being has ever spoken ever in the history of the world. So the first segment for us in every episode is going to be a brief emotional prelude, which is our reaction to the cold open. And in this particular cold open, we are setting up the entire show. We see that the Rose family lives in this opulent mansion. The feds show up and they are taking everything and kicking them out of their home. So what was your reaction to this opening scene?
I wasn't sure what to make of it at first because I hadn't gotten to know the family yet. So I'm like, oh, boo-hoo, you're going to have to move into a smaller house or something. Mm-hmm. Well, the smaller house is not what I had in my mind. So, they end up moving into just a crap trap motel. And so it's, it sets the tone for a whole new way of life for this family who's used, what it looks like, is used to getting whatever their heart desires. They're kind of detached from one another, and now they have to be in two rooms in very close proximity. So, yeah, I think it really set up the series really well right from the start.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. Granted, I have a different perspective, and I guess we should mention this. You, like you said, have not seen the show. I've seen it through at least twice. I watched the pilot 3 times in preparation for this episode. So, I know what's going to happen. So that gives me a
Mhm.
little bit of a different eye on it than somebody who hasn't seen it before. But I think this opening scene really quickly and clearly communicates the plot of the show and exactly who every character is and what life has been like for them up to this point. And this mansion is stunning, just amazing, humongous. It's like 25,000 square feet. It's in Toronto. It's a real mansion. It's a private residence that somebody
Oh.
lives in. And it feels like you're at like Hearst Castle or something. It's gorgeous.
Mhm.
Okay, so next segment, initial impressions with feeling. Our one sentence episode summary is that the Rose family is forced to move to a small town they purchased as a joke after their business manager takes off with their fortune. They think he's in the Caymans. Spoiler alert, we're never going to hear from him again.
Mhm.
So, what was one standout moment, do you think, in this episode for you?
I have two really brief ones
Okay.
because there's a viral clip going around right now of Catherine O'Hara, where I think she's at the airport and somebody asked her what her favorite role is of her life. And she says it's being a mother to her children. And
Mhm.
it's such a contrast from Moira when the officials said the one asset the government has allowed you to keep. And she said, the kids. it's it's polar opposite of how Catherine O'Hara was in real life with her own family. So I thought that was hilarious. But the standout moment for me was David and Alexis fighting over who's going to get murdered first, who's going to
You
have the
get
murder
murdered
bed,
first. No, you get murdered first.
because they figure that the bed closest to the door is the one that's going to get murdered first. And it just kind of set up their brother sister dynamic. And I thought that was hilarious. I mean, it's so hard to pick one
Well,
standout.
yeah, and when Moira says the children and then the lawyer goes, they're dependents, I'm like, these are like 30-year-old adults. They are not dependents. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
These are not dependents. These
Uh-uh.
people should be living on their own,
For
paying
sure.
their own bills,
Uh-huh.
but clearly they're not. They're like socialites who have vanity jobs or no job at all.
Well, and you've watched the show through, so knowing what you know about the characters of David and Alexis over all 6 seasons, who do you think would actually be more likely to survive a Schitt's Creek horror movie scenario, and would their bed placement matter? Because I can't answer that question, I haven't seen the whole series.
I think David. I won't
Yeah?
elaborate about why, but
Okay.
I think David. David
As
has
we go along, I'll figure it out
yeah,
why.
he has an incredibly compelling story arc throughout the 6 seasons.
Oh,
So,
okay.
and yeah, there's a few moments where I'm like, I'm so excited to get to that so we can talk about it.
Okay.
But mom's the word. Okay, so
What's
one
your
of my
standout?
standout moments was when Stevie teases David about the business center by telling him that's right next to the Hammam spa. I was just like,
And she
oh,
delivers with this deadpan.
would you like me to book a treatment for you? just she just fully understands who these people are and she gives
Uh-huh.
no f's about it at all.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
she like you and that's the thing that's so brilliant about the show is you don't need any lead in to these characters. You just immediately know who they are. Like
Mhm.
you understand fully who Roland is, probably what his family's going to be like. Like you
Uh-huh.
just know these people and as people start to join the cast, you will continue to see that you just know who they are. And you probably know somebody in your life or have interacted with someone in your life who's like this. It's just chef's kiss. Amazing. So
Although I did expect Roland's wife to be a little more like Cousin Eddie's wife from, Christmas Vacation.
Oh, because
Just a little bit more.
you watched the second episode, right?
Yes. Mhm.
Yes. Okay. Because she's not
Yeah.
introduced until the second episode.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So my one question for you for the initial impressions is, if you just had a budget of $100, what is the one thing that you would change in the motel room to make it more livable for you?
The linens for sure.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
linens that allegedly, if you hold up a fluorescent light, they're gonna light right up.
I did the deed in every room in this motel. They're like, wow, thank you.
Who did the deed with Roland is what I wanna know.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, I would change the linens, particularly the duvet, because we know in hotels and motels they have a reputation for not washing the duvet. So,
Yes.
yeah,
We get washed,
definitely.
like, once every, I don't know, 6 months or something. It's something
Gross,
disgusting.
gross.
Ugh.
And I would buy area rugs, like that are hallway rugs, like in a pathway for me to walk around so that I don't
Mhm.
have to stand on what I assume is carpet on the ground.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-mm. Gross. This place is nasty. Okay. Our next segment is Moira Core. So each week we're going to select a different piece of Moira Core, and it's going to be line delivery, wigs, facial acting, emotional beats, or Catherine O'Hara brilliance. And this week we both chose line delivery, I believe.
Mhm.
So what was yours?
Well, I think any of the as we go along, since I've watched 3 episodes, I think any of these is gonna speak to Catherine O'Hara's brilliance because,
Yes.
I mean, I can't imagine anybody else playing Moira. Her accent, it's like a mix of old Hollywood, European, eccentric, made up, not unlike an exaggerated Madonna accent. It's just the more panicked she gets as they're pillaging through her home, the more elongated her vowels get. It's
Yes.
it's hilarious,
It's
and
so
I'm
funny.
sure you know that it was not written into the script, that she
Mhm.
came in fully Moira-ized with her own idea of what she was gonna look and sound like, and
Yeah.
it just works.
Yep.
'Cause there's
Yep.
so many different ways that you could have delivered these lines, and this is just magic. She's
Yeah.
so good.
Yep. Yep. Was there a particular line that you thought was a standout?
Oh, there was one. Oh, I can't remember. The one about, the kids, when they said
Oh,
there's an
yes.
asset that she could keep. There's so many. When she oh, no, now I'm getting other episodes mixed up. I'm getting ahead of myself when she's in the classroom. Um, yeah, just everything. She makes up her own little ways of, "I'm absolutely bedeviled," or something like that. So, yeah, I can't pick just one, but she's so funny, and I wanna start using some of her lingo because it's
I
just that
know.
good.
Yeah, there's a line that I wrote down that I'll share, but I also really love when she says, "Get a hammer or pick up a hammer and nail this coffin shut."
Oh, yeah, and she
It's
was saying she's gonna grab a long extension cord and get into the bathtub.
I just need a bathtub and a long extension cord. Like, but my favorite is at the very beginning in the first scene. She's talking about her wigs and she says, "Did you put Kristen with Robin? They don't like each other."
Right.
And because she's setting up that all of her wigs have personalities, they are different
Mhm.
people. And we'll see as the
Yeah.
episodes go on that they take a very predominant place in her motel room.
Okay. Nice.
um, yes. Okay, so next segment is A Whisper of Humanity. Was this episode more heart or more humor for you?
I feel like it was heart veiled in humor
Mhm.
because the family's all in the same room. They're this part cracked me up. Um, Alexis has just been dumped via text message, and so they're all kind of thrust into this situation of living in this nowhere town, staying in this dilapidated motel. But they have no idea how to comfort one another. They no idea. They're closer in proximity than they've ever been, but they're so emotionally far apart. And David, they're trying she's trying to spill her heart to David, And then the parents come in and they're, they don't know what to do. And then they're saying goodnight, and David goes, "Good night, warmest regards to you both." Just throws out these little things. And I'm like, again, I can remember that. Warmest regards to you both.
And
It's
that
just,
becomes a catchphrase for the show, and it's on a lot of merch, is that
oh,
phrase.
is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
excited about this. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just, yeah, there's a lot of heart there because you see that they're all in this situation that none of them thought they would ever be in, and they
Mhm.
don't know what to do. They don't know how to bring comfort to one another. They don't know how to have meaningful conversations. You get the gist that they're used to just doing their own thing and spending money and living in this extravagant lifestyle, and now they have to figure out how to buckle down and how do we get out of this and how do we do it together because we have
Mhm.
to.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm really I'm looking forward and excited to the next episodes.
Yeah, for sure. I think that, because I have the advantage of perspective on the 6 seasons, I think definitely this episode is more humorous and they'll continue to be funny, but also more heart will develop as these characters
Mhm.
become fully fleshed out like actual people. But there's 2 parts that I love. One is when they meet Twyla in the diner, who this
Mhm.
actress is Eugene Levy's daughter and Dan Levy's sister.
Oh,
And, um she plays a major role in throughout the show, and she's talking about her cousin who's in prison, and she's talking about how he learned Spanish, and she's like, "Yeah, I think that means stop, it hurts." I'm just like, "Oh, no."
yeah. This is not a kid show.
But then, like you said, when Alexis is in the bedroom and she's sitting there, she's a mess, she's crying, she's upset because Stavros has just broken up with her, and she's so out of touch with reality completely. And she says, "Remember that time he left his Molly in my glove compartment and I got arrested?" It's
Why
like
are you with that?
she's describing how they've broken up 5 times. They've only been dating for 3 months, and
Uh-huh.
next month will be 4 months. So she's very, like, excited about that, and they've broken up 5 times.
Yeah.
And he's saying how he might maybe someday think about considering saying that he loves her. It's just
She's not
like,
rooted in reality whatsoever.
no. No, so the whole Stavros runner was very funny, and whenever I hear the name Stavros, I think of, Full House because Jesse's cousin's name is Stavros,
Oh, yes. I knew I'd heard that somewhere.
and he's, like, the pickpocket who, like,
Mhm.
does all the crazy stuff to everybody and steals from everyone, so, that's what I think of when I hear the name Stavros. So, yeah, those 2 moments I thought were super funny, and, there were too many to count, obviously, of funny
Mhm.
moments from this particular episode, so, okay. Anything else that you wanted to touch on for this particular episode?
Just that now that I'm watching it, it makes it even harder knowing that Catherine O'Hara is no longer with us because
Yeah.
she's just so brilliant, and I've done kind of a deep dive seeing her dynamic with, oh, the dad, Levy, what's the dad's name?
Eugene.
Eugene Levy, that they have been friends for decades, and
Mhm.
they've worked together many, many times, and
Yeah.
knowing that you're working on a project for 6 seasons with somebody that you really love and respect, and their kids have grown up with you, it's just such a neat ensemble, so I'm excited to
Mhm.
see how the storyline develops, and it's cool. I think that we have this juxtaposition where you've seen it all a couple of times and I'm just seeing it through new eyes so we can really talk about how that feels as a first-time viewer and someone who's watched it over and over again because it's good enough to warrant more than one view.
Mhm. Yep, I agree. Yeah, there's some shows where it's one and done, and that's enough, and there's other shows where it's
Mhm.
like, I could watch this literally over and over and over again,
Mhm.
and this is definitely one of those shows for me, so okay, well, we 21 minutes, we did pretty darn good.
Yeah.
We almost kept to our time limit here. So, this pilot definitely really reminded us that beneath all the wigs and theatrics, the show is quietly about becoming human again, which is what the Rose family is going to attempt to do over the next 6 seasons. So, next week, we are watching episodes 2 and 3, I think.
Mhm.
Does that sound okay with you?
Yeah, and I'll watch them again. I already watched them, so
So did I.
was getting muddied with this one, but now
I know. I'm like, I have to stop myself because I'll get
Mhm.
confused. Okay. Until our next engagement, we'll see you soon.
Adieu.
Bye bye.